Cannabis is a Schedule I drug, which makes it illegal by federal law to use in America. But last I remember, the United States Constitution never gave power to the federal government to regulate cannabis. Last I remember, the 10th Amendment of our Bill of Rights gives each state its sovereignty to determine its own laws. And last I remember, we are free to live out our lives the way we see fit in America. The federal government has no just authority whatsoever upon mankind. The only purpose of the federal government, and any government for that matter, is to preserve and advance freedom, not to whip us into the impositions of a handful of politicians and bureaucrats. When any government fails to live up to this primary and sole duty, when politicians step out of line, it is up to us, lovers of freedom, to set them straight. When freedom is under assault, we must unite, organize, and mobilize ourselves against the forces which wreak havoc upon our lives. Today, this is what is happening in Texas. When a handful of politicians in Austin disagree with a particular lifestyle, they do what they can to criminalize anyone who lives that lifestyle. They place unjust limitations upon the lives of Texans, telling them what they can and cannot do. Whatever happened to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? When politicians pass laws to criminalize everything they disagree with, they attack the freedom of all Texans alike. And when the rights of one Texan is at stake, the rights of all Texans are at stake. And in the end, these politicians in Austin accomplish nothing more than wasted time and resources. When they criminalize cannabis, they give rise to crime. When they make cannabis illegal, they place the lives of Texans at stake, all because they disagree with a peaceful and harmless lifestyle. The facts are, legalizing cannabis will bring even more jobs to Texas. It will generate even more revenue and will save the lives of those strong and independent Texan refugees who have suffered for far too long at the pen of politicians who write laws that only undermine their freedom. My campaign is about launching a freedom movement in Texas. It's not only about cannabis, but about freedom altogether. To me, freedom is the most greatest and most vital value of mankind. Whether it be nature or God, life provides us with the power to live out our lives the way we see fit. No politician can take that away from you. No vote of Congress can take that away from you. No court order can take that away from you. Providence has bestowed upon you the power of free will. The life of man and freedom are inextricably bound to one another. Freedom is given to you by a higher law that no man can take away from you. But time and again, politicians are convinced that they can use force against mankind in order to make us live the way they want us to live. I don't care if the majority voted the politician into office. I don't care if everyone but I voted him into office. The individual rights of Texans must be preserved. Despite what socialists might have you think, public opinion does not determine what is right or wrong. Despite what Democrats might have you think, the majority does not dictate what is right or wrong. And despite what Republicans might have you think, religion does not dictate what is right or wrong. It is freedom. Freedom is the moral compass of mankind. Freedom dictates morality. Freedom prescribes what is right and what is wrong. We abolished slavery because of freedom. We gave rise to the women's rights movement because of freedom. We put an end to segregation because of freedom. We owe all progress in America to our commitment and always taking a stand for greater respects towards human dignity. Freedom is the one value we have always fought for in the history of the world round. Freedom is once again what we fight for in Texas. The freedom to live out our lives the way we see fit. And the freedom from persecution, all because of a harmless and peaceful lifestyle. Locking those who grow, consume, and possess cannabis is unjust. Libertarian Texans are now rising against these unjust laws, and we are the only members of a third party the only members of any political party that are fighting against these cannabis laws, that are persecuting people from living a particular lifestyle. Together we can make history for the betterment of mankind, and together we can accomplish great things in Texas and make real the vision of a libertarian society where all are created equal and where freedom reigns. Thank you.